Hey everybody, and welcome to Let's Look at Nuclear Throne. Now, Nuclear Throne might be an unfamiliar name to you. About a month ago, maybe a few weeks ago, the name of the game Wasteland Kings was changed to Nuclear Throne due to a kind of amicable dispute being resolved between the folks who are making the new Wasteland game. But in any case, this is Wasteland Kings, but now known as Nuclear Throne. And what is Nuclear Throne? It is a twin-stick shooter slash roguelike-ish or roguelite or roguelike-like, depending on which one of those, denominations you want to use. PC game just came out on Steam Early Access, $13 at least for its opening week sale, or maybe continuing into Early Access. And it's made by Vlambeer, who you probably know from Super Crate Box or Luftrausers or Gun Gods or something along those lines. So basically, think of this as kind of like The Binding of Isaac, but a little more Contra-like, a little bit more bullet helly, or think of it like something like Full Mojo Rampage, but a substantial amount more fun, not to be too offensive to that game. So one of the things that's kind of cool about this game is that we do have a pretty huge assortment of characters, and every one of these characters is appreciably different from each other. I've played at least one game as each and more than one game as some of these, but if I look at some of the guys, let's look at some of the guys that I'm not actually going to play as over the course of this video to give you some kind of explanation for what's going on here. So this is YV. He's got quick reload, which is just kind of like his passive skill, and his active skill is pop pop. This allows him to fire 2 bullets instead of 1 for extra damage. Steroids, he starts packed. I don't know what that means. Maybe he's got more ammunition, but he's less accurate, and he can dual wield, and usually the second thing that you see there is like a right mouse button ability, so he can shoot 2 guns at once. Why don't we actually jump into the game? I'm going to play as Fish. His passive ability is that he gets more ammunition, and his active ability is that he can do a dodge roll. So I'll explain that in just a second, but first things first, let's start killing things here. So, WASD to move around, mouse to move your cursor. Oh, we should definitely pick up that shotgun. WASD to move around, mouse to move your cursor, and then left mouse button is shoot. And for some weapons, you have to click it continuously. For some weapons, you can hold it down. Right mouse button is going to be your dodge, as you can see right there. But it's not a dodge for everybody. It's only a dodge for our Fish character. Now, those I don't know what to call them. I'm going to call them tickets, but those tickets that drop from enemies are oh god, what happened? I got sucked down to the next level without actually being able to pick up the last treasure chest there. Once you, it's like Isaac, for example. Once you kill all the enemies on the level's clear, and you should go down to the next level, but in this, it's like, once you kill all the enemies, you get sucked down to the next level, so you want to kind of manage the item drops on the level before you're sure that you kill the last enemy. So every time you level up, you get the option to take another perk or another advantage for your character to customize it a little bit. So we'll call them mutations because that's what the game calls them. We can take extra max ammo. Some kills regenerate ammo. Ammo management is one of the things that really sets this apart from most roguelikes of this type. In Isaac, your basic weapon doesn't have any ammunition. Maybe if you're using bombs to attack people, you have a certain number of bombs. But your tiers, you can just fire ad infinitum, right? Not so in Wasteland Kings. Ammo management is actually very important. No damage from explosions or get full health and some ammo. I think here I want to go with some kills regenerate ammo, because ammo is a very important kind of factor. Oh, the grenade launcher, I guess, got sucked down to the next level with me. So maybe you don't have to worry so much about ammo management as I thought. So yes, those tickets are our experience, and as we level up, we get the opportunity. Ooh, this is a little scary. As we level up, we get the opportunity to take those mutations. So it is important to get all the experience available. It will disappear after a certain amount of time. Now, one of the things that also sets us apart from a lot of games like this, beyond just ammo management, there is some inventory management as well. So, weapons drop fairly continuously. Every weapon, or every class of weapon, has its own unique ammo type. So you have to manage, oh, that was really bad. You have to manage your ammo as well. So maybe, you have 60 bullets, as you can see right here, or 78 bullets. But you only have like 4 shells. Maybe you don't want to go with a shotgun. I actually got rid of my shotgun to pick up this sledgehammer, because I think in my experience so far, okay, that's fine. In my experience so far, it's pretty important to have a melee weapon if you're at least half decent with it. A, it'll break shots, as you can see right here, so you can be a little bit more defended, I guess. But B, also, if you run out of ammunition, the shots or the melee weapon can actually serve as kind of a very, very useful way to actually still be able to kill enemies rather than just kind of rolling around until you find a weapon. So, the structure of this game, there are some frame rate hits, and I'm not sure if that happens intentionally to kind of play up the cinematic aspect of the game, or if that is just like a byproduct of the game being in early access. But I will say that's one of the main detractions I have with the game so far, is that it does take an occasional frame rate hit, but I still like this game a lot. I'm about to die, by the way. You might notice there is a health bar up in the very top. I can get med kits. There's occasionally some mutations that you can take that can also give you H. Oh, that's the boss of this level. There's mutations that you can take that will give you HP after you get a certain amount of kills, but I am in all likelihood going to die here. This is a very, very difficult game, as you know, as these kind of games often are the first time you play them. So I got 92 kills, died on level 1-3, and I did not reach the nuclear throne. That's our goal. That's the narrative going on here. Is, you know, we grew up and maybe we were picked on a little bit as a kid. Now we want to make sure that we're a hero. We want to reach the nuclear throne. So for our character here, why don't we take this crystal character, which is actually a good way to demonstrate how each character is different. So the dodge roll was a defensive upgrade, or a defensive move for sure, and we have another defensive move here that actually is vastly different. So rather than getting away from enemies, by the way, if we dodge roll into enemies, I believe you still take damage in my experience testing that so far, but I believe that you don't take damage from bullets, I think. But the special ability for Crystal here is much, much different. By the way, just to explain the final remaining inventory stuff that maybe I haven't talked about so far, let's pick up our sledgehammer. Top left, that demonstrates our experience and what level we are. So we're level 1. Once that fills up, we'll hit level 2. Then it's our health. Then it's our inventory. Just below that, we can hold 2 weapons Halo style. So right now I have a pistol with 12 bullets and a sledgehammer. And then below that, I believe that is our, like, mutations or perks. So as of right now, I have, you know, kind of the perks that you start with for taking this class. I forget what those were. I think more HP, because I have 10 HP versus the standard 8. But the ability for Crystal I will show off right now is whenever bullets are coming in, or whenever you want, but, you know, ideally whenever bullets are coming in, you can press the right mouse button and turn into this crystal shield. And the negative here is that you're not actually able to move when you're in the crystal shield, but the positive is that you also do not take damage. So it's got a limited time associated with it. Oh, I am such an idiot. I should not have walked into that. Let's play as Crystal again. I did really good with him or her on the last try. Not the last try, but the last try that I did off camera. So this is really useful, especially if you're fighting enemies like these normal kind of bandits here. Because these guys shoot red bullets, and red bullets ricochet off of the crystal shield. So the main point I'm trying to make here by taking so many different characters is that this is not just like a palette swap. Like, every single character has meaningful and very appreciable differences between them, which makes it really fun to play as a variety of classes. Just I'll play probably at least 2 or 3 more runs here, unless I have one like 15-minute one, which is very unlikely. I'm sure we'll take our assault rifle as well. Some weapons use the same kind of bullets, as you can see, like our assault rifle and the revolver, for example. Revolver is the standard starting weapon for every class that I've seen so far. But yeah, some other examples. There is a class that has a mind control ability, which I haven't actually really been able to use effectively at all so far. There's a class which is a robot, and he has gun recycling. So what that means is maybe you have one weapon that you really, really like. For example, maybe you have a laser pistol, which is one of my favorite weapons so far. And then you pick up like a shotgun, and you're like, I don't really want the shotgun. I don't have too many shells. You can press the right mouse button, and you can recycle that shotgun into extra ammunition for your laser pistol, because, you know, ammunition for the very powerful weapons is very limited. So there's an example of when it is very, very smart to use the crystal shield. So I'm just going to do some more exploration here to see if there's anything here, because I did actually manage to spawn. Oh, we got a laser pistol. Awesome. I did manage to spawn away from the portal. And the mutations are different every time, too. You don't get a mutation every level. You get a mutation, or sorry, you don't get a mutation every level that you go down, or every portal you go through. You get a mutation every level that you go up in terms of experience. So, shotgun figures is actually really good. The shotgun shells bounce. This is one of the things V. Lambert is kind of known for, is, you know, these games that have really cool weapons and really satisfying movement, like Luftrausers, for example, is a classic example. Super Crate Box is probably one that more people are familiar with, at least right now. But think of things like the disc gun, how, you know, you shot it and it was really satisfying, and then it bounced across the map and oftentimes could end up hurting you as much as it helped you. The shotgun's kind of like this in this game, where when you shoot it, there's shells that go out, but the shells actually bounce around the walls a little bit, and if you get this, it upgrades them so they bounce around even more and are more likely to hit enemies. We'll probably see some shotgun play later, because that is one of my favorite weapons. We can get Rabbit's Paw for extra item drops, Rhino Skin for extra max HP. I like Scarier Face, though. This gives us minus enemy HP. Another minor complaint that I have is that I haven't really seen that many. Oh, Jesus! Not all enemies, by the way, deal 1 damage per hit. Some of them... Oh, no. Oh, this is not good. I will make it out of the, like, desert here in this video. I more or less promise you that. There are levels that come after this. We'll fight a boss, usually, right now, I guess. Usually on level 2, sometimes level 3, I think. Oh, God, okay. It's a little scary here. I've got to get to a safe place. Please let me out. Please let me not die here. Okay, well, we leveled up. There was a med pack that I just missed because I'm bad at the game still. Oh, okay. Sometimes you can find yourself hemmed in like this pretty quickly. We do not have very much in the way of laser bullets left. Our gun is empty, so I'm just going to use my revolver now. Luckily, I have a ton of those, or a ton of bullets left for that. Probably want to take out this weird, like, Rattata-looking thing over here. Oh, of course, it's like a mini-boss version as well, so it's an even harder version than the vanilla version, and I'm one hit away from death, and now I'm dead. But I tried there. Okay, so maybe Crystal is not my character. While we're here at the character select screen, I should probably point out that if you can't tell by the tone of my voice and the kind of ridiculous cadences that I'm using here, I'm totally going to use Bellsprout. I like Nuclear Throne a lot so far. We played this at PAX Prime 2013 back in August and early September, and Josh and I and Kate really, really liked it, and this is a more complete version of the version that we played at PAX. It's got more characters, and it feels roughly the same from a mechanic standpoint, but it feels more full. It feels like more worthy of a Steam release at this point. And I'm not saying it was unworthy of a Steam release back then. Is this a revolver? Yeah. But, you know, it is Steam Early Access. Occasionally, camera woes can occasionally happen, as you can see in here. But as Early Access goes, this is definitely more on the more polished side versus some of the stuff that we've seen come out on Early Access lately, which has just been, you know, god-awful, not nearly finished. And I hesitate to call something god-awful on Early Access, because it could potentially be good, but that's kind of a tough sell, right? It's much easier to say, like, this is on Steam Early Access, it's not as good as it will be, but it's still really fun to play. So something like this and Speedrunners, I'm much more content to recommend, or confident to recommend, than something that has a good concept, but it doesn't really play really well right now. This has a great concept, and it plays fantastically already, and it can only get better from here. So, I haven't really talked about this character's special abilities so far. What this character has is Bramble, basically, and the way that works is that it actually... I don't know why the camera is messing up so much of this character, but if I can see down here, if you shoot it, as you can see, there we go, I seem to have centered it more or less. Okay. You shoot it, and it causes an enemy to get stuck in the bramble. I'm going to get fucking killed here already. And that way they stand still so that you don't have to worry about them moving, and then you can just kill them. But they can still shoot when they're stuck in the bramble, at least as far as I know. But again, it's just kind of a really good example of how the... Yeah, we'll take Slugger here. A good example of how the characters are very, very different from one another. So this is an example of one of the kinds of shotguns. This is a Slugger. Oh, it was the last enemy. Okay. I might need to take Last Wish here. Oh, I don't have an option. Well, why don't we take Shotgun Fingers, because I do have a shotgun here. But this is an example of one of the kinds of shotguns. Oh, thank you. Based 4 HP. This one is a little bit more of a tighter spread, so it's not gonna, like, bounce all over the place necessarily. It's more of, like, one huge single shell that kind of gets shot out. Which is fine. It's still a very effective weapon for sure, and we may actually be able to use... Oh, that was stupid of me. Oh, we killed the big boss. Okay, good. So as long as we don't die on this level, we should, at the very least, get down to level 2. And we might actually... Nah, I've never gotten 2 levels in one. Like, I've never leveled up twice in one world. So I don't think we'll be able to hit level 4 here. But we will be able to choose another mutation. Obviously, you know, Last Wish is not the option you want to take if you want to have long-term success, but to keep us alive briefly might be our best option. Is this Laser Pistol? It is. Okay, Laser Pistol Slugger is a pretty nice combo. I can probably make that work for myself. So we'll go down to the next level and we'll see what kind of upgrades we have here. We do not have Last Wish, so instead I'm going to take Bloodlust, which gives us extra HP for some kills. We can also get max ammo or slower enemy bullets. Euphoria, Bloodlust, and Scarier Face are probably my 3 favorite upgrades in the game, so I would love to take any of those. But as is, I don't really have that option, so I'll just take the one that gives me a chance to maybe stay alive a little bit longer. So, you know, like a game like The Binding of Isaac or Spelunky, there are different worlds here. As you progress through individual levels, you'll move on to different worlds, and these worlds... Oh, man, my shots... the Slugger does a ton of damage here. The worlds change a lot of things, not just the music and the visuals, but also the enemy types. So we'll still encounter a few bandits, but now our primary enemies are going to be things like... explosive, so I don't have a grenade launcher right now. Our primary enemies are going to be things like rats, primarily, as you can see. And in addition to that, we'll encounter a few enemies that, for lack of a better word, I'm just going to call boomers. Essentially, the way that they work is, oh, geez, when you shoot them, they explode into kind of a hail of bullets that are difficult to dodge. Think of it kind of like those enemies in Isaac, where, like, the floating heads, and when you shoot them, or actually, a better example is the quote-unquote laser bullet flies, where I'm out of ammo for the shotgun, by the way. But the laser bullet flies, where after you shoot them, they explode in kind of like a cross pattern of guns. Seriously, I do not have, again... why don't we take Recycle Gut here? But I do not have Last Wish again. I wish that would show up here. And, yeah, so the enemy is basically variant type is what I'm getting at, and I just got killed by a trap. But I'm glad that we at least got to level 3-1, because I did want to demonstrate that as you get further on into the game, the level becomes as much of a hazard as the actual people that you end up fighting against. Like, these flame traps are crazy annoying and will whittle your health down, like, instantly. But let's do at least one more here, because I like Nuclear Throne a lot, and I think that anybody who is into the roguelike-like genre, or roguelite genre, will enjoy themselves a ton when they play it. Who have I not played as that I might want to play as? I like playing as the robot. He's a little bit more strategic. Before I play as the robot, it's very important to caffeinate here, though. So the robot's special ability is that he can recycle guns, as mentioned. At first I was very concerned that maybe this was like a high skilled floor, and maybe you could accidentally end up recycling your first gun and then just walking around with your fists, but that does not appear to be the case. I don't believe you can recycle your only gun, which is nice, because, you know, otherwise you'd basically be screwed. Well, maybe not screwed. You have to, like, run around and find a weapon, but I've never really encountered that, thankfully. I've never run out of ammo on both guns, but it is, I kind of touched on this and then didn't really talk about it very much more. I can't believe I missed so much experience there. But ammo management actually is important, and it's not just important in that, you know, you want to go to every single chest available, but it's important in that even with your basic weapon, you kind of want to choose your shots. Like, you don't want to just fire endlessly all of the time, or you'll find yourself out of ammo very, very quickly and in a very, very bad place. This is why I recommend, at least if you're not, if you're new to the ammo management stuff, taking a melee weapon can mitigate the effects of that a little bit, but obviously there's huge risks to taking a melee weapon as well, because you have to get up close and personal. But then, you know, there are kind of perks that you can get, or mutations that you can get that increase your melee range, so if you're going to go for a melee focused run, that's cool. And, you know, I was going to bring up as a complaint that it kind of sucks that some of the perks are weapon specific, like, oh, what if I get shotgun fingers as a perk, but I don't have a shotgun? Well, it might sound like it's negative, but it's actually totally awesome, because it allows you to tailor each run differently, kind of in the same style of like Dungeons of Dreadmore. You're like, oh, well, I don't like being forced to specialize. Well, too bad, it makes it more exciting, in my opinion. If you have like a laser pistol and then a laser pistol perk comes up, then you're like, okay, then I'm going to focus on this. Maybe you'll change weapons. You'll go to your pistol, as you can see here, with 169 bullets, and if I right-click, there you go. I get an extra 8 energy from my laser pistol, and I'll pick up the slugger before we leave here. And I got laser brain. There you go. This is a perfect example. Oh, energy weapons deal more damage. I will take that right now because I'm going to specialize in the laser pistol, and we'll see how it works. So I have the laser pistol. I also have the slugger. I'm going to recycle the slugger with my special ability, and now I have 30 shots from my laser pistol, and since laser weapons do more damage, I should more or less be able to one-shot every enemy that we come across, except for super heavy guys or bosses or mini-bosses. But I've gotten very lucky to find more energy as well, by the way. Oh, there's the big bad. Okay, this is not good. We're gonna clear out like all of this level so I can at least have a place to stand. Obviously, the downside to using something like the laser pistol as your primary weapon is that you have to aim perfectly. Also, it is completely plausible that you will accidentally recycle this laser pistol at some point. I've done it. It's frustrating. It happens. So I'm gonna kill everybody but the boss, just so that the boss is like my final obstacle. Steven Seagal is the final obstacle. And there we go. 50 bullets should be more than enough for us to kill this guy. Now, obviously, every shot that he hits us with does like 3 damage. Enemies are not all created equal. Not all enemies, oh god, do the same amount of damage. He should be dead pretty soon, actually. There we go. That was a very nice fight against that boss. I think I did very well. Now I think I'll take Scarier Face because it's minus enemy HP, and that'll make me even stronger yet. So every enemy at this point should be killable in one hit. And of course, immediately I encounter an enemy I've never seen before. These weird, like, sniper rifle Psyducks. Oh, geez. That, oh, there's a boomer right there. Sniper rifle Psyducks that, I have never seen before, and they take 2 hits to kill a pair. Oh, geez. They're actually shotgun Psyducks, which is a great name for some kind of, like, metal band, or probably like a ska band, actually. Shotgun Psyducks. Yeah, it's a ska band name. Okay, we've hit level 4 here. I guess the, like, sewer level here is just kind of like an interstitial level. It's weird, but it's kind of neat that it's not necessarily like Isaac or Spelunky, where all of the worlds are created, like, and partitioned equally. where, you know, every world has like 4 levels in it, or every world has 2 levels in it. So far, that has not been the case in Wasteland Kings. I've never made it past 3-1, but sometimes I believe that the desert world can contain up to 3 levels. That might be just like bad memory, but if it is, I apologize. But I've never had more than 1 level on the sewers, so I don't know. I can't believe that's not the end, actually. Auto crossbow sounds super interesting, but because I'm specializing in the laser pistol, I'm going to recycle it. So I really like this robot character because he forces you to kind of, you know, choose your priorities, right? Like, do you want to have a large variety of weapons, or do you want to specialize in one thing? If you want to specialize in one thing, maybe this is the guy you want to take. So no damage from explosions, slower enemy bullets, longer melee range, or plus item drops. I'm going to take slower enemy bullets so they're easier to dodge. Because this character... oh god, the harpies. This character doesn't have any... Oh, Jesus, that was bad of me. But the character didn't have any kind of, like, defensive special ability. His special ability was just to get ammo, so unlike the dodge roll or the turning into a crystal shield, there was nothing I could do to protect myself. So maybe making slower enemy bullets would be better, but unfortunately it didn't slow down getting bashed in the face and killed by that enemy. But anyway, this is Nuclear Throne. I apologize if I got the name wrong over the course of the video so far. $13 available on Steam Early Access. There will be a link in the video description. Typical VLAN Bear charm. I don't know if it's VLAN Beer or VLAN Bear. I like both, you know, bears and beer, so I'm okay with either of them. VLAM, I'm not sure if I'm happy with that, though. But in any case, yeah, cute character design, great, like, thrill just to movement and shooting. Like, you just recoil. Every weapon feels like you're actually firing it. And beyond that, difficult, varied selection of characters, and I know this sounds like back-of-the-box marketing buzzwords, but I think this really is one of those games where maybe if you look at it, you're just like, I don't quite totally get why I would play this instead of something like Full Mojo Rampage, which is the most similar recent game that I played. This is a lot better than Full Mojo Rampage. You might actually have to get your hands on it in order to understand why, but it's very satisfying to play, and I would not be surprised if a series of Nuclear Throne shows up on my channel at some point in the future. Maybe not right now because it is still early access, but we'll see. I make no promises. But in any case, Nuclear Throne available on Steam right now. Check out the link in the video description to pick it up. I highly recommend it if you are a fan of roguelite games. Beyond that, make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. I hope you did. Subscribe if you want to see more first impressions of videos like, or of games like this. And of course, leave a comment. Let me know what you liked or not like about the video. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time.